Today I will be talking about, in the series of the element of the earth, I will be talking about air. Air is another invisible element of the earth with great power. Though we cannot see, but we can feel the air through our skin, through our nostrils, and when it shows its power, the cyclones come, the winds blow with great intensity and power, and so many calamities could come on this earth. We know that the composition of air is about 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, 9% argon, and about 0.4% of carbon dioxide and other gases and water vapors. That is the composition of the air. The carbon dioxide, which is so less, purposely made by our Creator, because it is not good to inhale, but it protects the ozone layer. The trees were planted for us so that the carbon dioxide that the human race emits a lot nowadays, or maybe in the past also, the highly developed civilizations were there. The trees take in the carbon dioxide and release the oxygen for human race. The living needs of the airs are these and many more. We can't lit the candles. No combustion can take place without the presence of oxygen. The tires, the vehicles have tires. They have the air within them, so that the movement can take place of the vehicles, and many more things. Besides these are the living nature that the air has for the human race. The vibrations, what we hear, the sound, it's a good conductor of sound. That is why we hear. The phones and everything that we see, the vibrations are through the air. These are the human needs. But there are spiritual needs of the air too. I will explain it to you in my own way. In the books I have read that we are the beings of the celestial realm, very carefully engineered. Initially, the human race was not what it is like this. It was a different kind of a living thing, according to the scientists and according to the studies, known as Lemurians. They were skin people, the light and the skin people. They would appear in one place and go. Lot of energy was there in their brain, and they could lift things, they could make things. The huge, at times we have seen, and people have studied the many structures that are there. They were made by these highly developed brain people. But they were skin people, go from one place to another. The air was used as a flight for them. And slowly the human race became condensed, more heavy, and the flight was gone. The brain still stayed. And the brain is still used. It is the fact. And we have seen people do prayers, do telepathy, and so many powers are sent to the other people whom we pray for, whom we send the distance healing or the telepathic prayers to them. We all experience dreams. The body is on the bed, we are sleeping. But our soul lives in the thin air. We see our own selves with our closed eyes, but we are watching ourselves, talking to people, sometimes even to our people, loved ones who are gone from this world, or we are going to various places. We at times see certain incidents that have not happened, but you have seen it in your dreams as a witness. We call it intuitions. But then those things do happen also. It is the soul that leaves the body in the thin air and see many things and come back. And that is how the knowledge is imparted into the world and to us also. Then we see that the greed of a person is polluting the air. The fossil fuel that is found within the earth, how much we extract it to use it as a fuel, and then it is again carbon dioxide is emitted in the air. The greed is so much. The very air that our lungs need, the very air that is a living product for us, we are so selfish as a human race. We pollute it. We cut the trees that absorbs the carbon dioxide, not realizing that this is what we need so much. So that they take the carbon dioxide and emit the oxygen for us, but we cut them. Least we could do is plant more trees. It is not that I'm preaching what I don't do. From the family point of view, I would say lot of tree plantation is done. Many people join together to do things, so that each and everyone, if they have that kind of a drive inside of them to plant trees, we can save our planet. We can save the air, the oxygen of the air. But we don't do that much. Cut the trees. We make bombs. Such terrible things we make and blast it. You know, we have read what happened in the atomic bombs. The race got deformed for many years. Deformed children were born to the earth. And the brain was lost. This is what happens when we pollute the air. God had never polluted it, gave us a very good air for us to need as a breath and live. And the very thing that is needed for us as a human being, for our body, we, in our foolishness, pollute it. Recently we saw the virus, which was there in the air, and it choked the lungs of the people, and people died. Very, very healthy, good, young, old people died for no reason. We used air in a wrong way. That is a greed. That is some kind of a malfunctioning in the brain of a human race to do such a thing. When we pray, we send our prayers to God. What is the medium? The medium is still the air. In certain Tibetans and other people, they have these prayer flags which they hang in the mountains. There is so much of air, and could see the flags. They look so nice flying, and their prayers are written on that. Again, the good people with intelligence use air to send their prayers. We lit the candles. We burn the incenses, the agarbattis and all that. But that too, the human race has changed into religious differences. If it is a candle, it is a Christian. If it is a agarbatti, it is one religion. If it is incenses, that is another. It is not so. It is cleaning the air only. When we burn these, don't we see where there are many mosquitoes in some places? People burn these neem leaves, because the leaves, when they burn of the neem, it gives certain kind of air toxin for the mosquitoes, and then the air is clean for us to breathe. Otherwise, the mosquitoes will create malaria in the body of a human blood. Everything is there within the reach of a human race. It depends upon us how much we protect the air and how much we pollute the air. It is for us to see, for us to understand. There are many books that I read, which I'll be giving the name later on, in which it is written how we can be those kind of human who protect the elements of the earth. If we understand it and let the greed get out of us, then instead of using too much of fossil fuel, can't we use the sun, the solar energy? A lot of solar energy, if it is used, then lot of fossil fuel will not be used, because the fossil fuel creates the air, pollutes the air, whereas the solar energy does not. Many things are there. Many things are there. How we can stop the pollution of the air, which is so important for us. We can't live. The moment the breath, the soul is the breath is gone, we are gone. We leave the world. So be kind, as well as very gentle, but very strong. In your mind you have to be very strong, yet very kind. Somewhere I read it is about like you're milking a cow. The hands of the person is very strong, but with gentleness it milks the cow and the milk comes out. That kind of gentleness and the strength, if the mind has, to control your greed and be gentle to the elements of this earth, we can save our earth from pollution and understand the need of air for us. Thank you so much for watching my series. Do subscribe my channel Words of Wisdom decoded by Anita Benepal, and I'm Anita Benepal speaking from Mussoorie. Good morning to all of you. Have a nice day and God bless you all.